gentlemen, welcome to the exciting world of easy Europe holidays.
So glad to see all of you here today. Biggest passion in running a travel agency is to build a community of travelers.
How are you guys today? Warm welcome to Mr. Joshua.
We gather every year during our anniversary month. Thank you so much for coming today. Celebrate with us our 12 years anniversary. Let's give yourself a big hand. Crown is very different today than 8 years ago. That's why I'm so glad to invite 𝐿𝐸𝐻 to be our main sponsor this year. Let's give 𝐿𝐸𝐻 a big hand.
His name is Pen, and mountain is in Switzerland. So don't go to Hainan in Bangkok. Now we go to Swiss, to the top of the world, to the top of the top.
So lucky we have a chance to visit Antarctica together. So, how many of you are ready? Wow, that's good. That's good to hear. So let me bring you virtually to Antarctica first. Okay.
Who are ready to go to Italy with me now? Are you ready? Let's go Italy! Hi everybody! So good to see you here. If you can hear me on the Facebook Live, please type on the comment section so that I know that you can hear us. I'm so glad to see you all on Facebook. A lot of people have been asking me, Joshua, why I have not seen you on Facebook Live for so long? Yeah, I've been doing a lot of traveling the last few months. In fact, I just got back from Italy. So now we're going to have our EETF. Looking forward to see all of you in our office. If you're on the Facebook, please type on the comment section so that I know that you're watching the Facebook Live. You know, we kickstart our first Facebook Live, and it's going to be a marathon of Facebook Live. We're going to catch up with each other, and we're going to talk about traveling. Yeah, and I love to start our first session with one of my favorite country in the world, Iceland. Iceland is always top in my list. I always miss going to Iceland. And today we're going to talk about Iceland. Yeah, I would like to see all of you. Hi, Amy. So good to see you, Amy. You know, it's nice If you can type on the comment section so that I know I'm not talking to myself, I'm not talking to my screen. I have you with me. And, actually why we talk about Iceland is actually I have received a lot of people asking me this question. They say, is Iceland worth going? Some of them, they ask me, Joshua, I've not heard you talk about Iceland. Why, you didn't talk about Iceland? So that's why today I thought, let's have a session on Iceland. Hi, Dalim. So good to see you, Dalim. So good to see all of you here. Iceland is always top in my list. I still remember I actually visited Iceland many years ago. It was like, I think 2015 or 2016. I visited Iceland. And after my trip to Iceland, I have not came up with any tours to Iceland because I'm not sure what is the best way to travel to Iceland. So I focus rather on Norway, Sweden, Finland. And we have done a lot of Northern Light Hunt tour in these three countries. And after the pandemic is where I told myself I need to make another trip. Is the live video on? Can't see anything. Yeah. Hi, WK Wu. Can you all see me? Yeah. Can you all hear me? Is it loud and clear? If you can hear me loud and clear, please type on the comment section that you can hear me loud and clear. Yeah, all can hear me? All good? Yeah? Okay, let's start the slides, yeah? And then, so that you get to, while waiting for some of our travelers to come in, let me share with you a little bit more about Iceland. By the way, we have EETF coming, yeah? EETF is from 16 to 22nd of April, from 10 o'clock in the morning. Yes, loud and clear. Atika, long time I didn't hear from you, Atika. Thank you, Atika, for typing on the comment. At least I know you are watching, you are joining us. By the way, I would like to invite all of you to our office from 16 to 22nd of April, from 10 in the morning until 5 p.m. Our office is in Solaris, Mont Chiara. Our office is very close to Mata Fair. This is also the time where we have Mata Fair. Our office is only 5 minutes from Mata Fair. Oh, hi, so good to hear all of you. Carrie, Chiwu, Esther, thank you so much. At least now I know that you're with me. So please feel free to come to our office to visit us. Our office is only 5 minutes away from Mata Fair. And, come and visit us and find out more about the travel itineraries that we have. Hi, Rose, Jet Long, so good to see you. Yeah, now next. These are all the Facebook live schedule. Yeah, we have Iceland today, and this coming Thursday, we have Norway, Sweden, and Finland. I'm so glad once again, this is 12 years consecutively. We have, is it 11 of 12? Let me think. I think, yeah, this year is already 2025, so it's 12 years. Consecutively 12 years, we have hit our record of minimum 2 sightings for all our Northern Light Hunter. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. In fact, last few Northern Light Hunt tour, we have seen some very amazing Northern Light. Yeah, so I'm very, very excited. And if you are thinking, I'm not sure if I missed Northern Light because they say this year is a good year. Last year it was a good year. So I think this year can be a good year. Yeah, end of the year as well. Hi, Serena. So good to see you, Serena. And then coming up in on the 15th of April, we are going to talk about Discover Russia. This year we have all together, I think by now 5 tours already confirmed to Russia. I'm very excited about Russia as well. And then on the 17th, we're going to talk about Switzerland. Yeah, my favorite country, Switzerland. And then on the 22nd of April, we'll talk about Croatia, Slovenia, and Balkans. And we leave the best for last. We have on the 24th, Greece and Southern Italy. Last but not least, on the 29th of April, we're going to talk about Scenic Italy, Cinque Terre. We just finished 2 tours to Scenic Italy, Cinque Terre. First time we do a single country tour, focus only on the northern part of Italy. Not just northern part, we actually cover quite a bit of Italy from the north all the way to the, not south, but all the way to Cinque Terre. So it was a very amazing, fantastic itinerary. We'll talk about that on the 29th of April. Yeah, so you're going to see me on Facebook Live. We're going to talk about travel together. I'm excited. And at the same time, come and visit us so that we can meet each other face to face. I'm very looking forward to see all of you in our office. Yeah, next. All our Facebook Live is at 8 o'clock, yeah, in the evening, 8 o'clock in the evening. So today, we're going to talk about Iceland. Before we talk about how to travel Iceland, let me share with all of you, where is Iceland? Yeah, Iceland is a Nordic island located in the North Atlantic Ocean between North America and mainland Europe. Yeah, when you look at the strategic location of Iceland, then you will understand why it took me so long to come up with the itinerary to cover Iceland. Yeah, any flight that travel into Iceland is very costly. Yeah, so one very important one mistake that I made many years ago was that I only travel one small part of Iceland when I make my first trip. Yeah, I only travel the Golden Circle because to me, I thought to myself, Iceland is just one island. You know, I don't have to travel the whole island. It's like if you go to Penang, you don't have to cover the whole Penang. If you go to Georgetown, probably you have seen it all. So I said, no, you know, maybe not Georgetown, not just Reykjavik, but I covered the southern part of Iceland. I should cover the whole island. Yeah, but I make a big mistake. Then later, as I was reading and doing a lot of research, I found out that the northern part of Iceland is very different compared to the southern part. So after many years, right after pandemic, I made my second trip to Iceland. This time, I only cover the northern part of Iceland. And true enough, the northern part of Iceland is very scenic. It's totally different compared to the southern part. But the biggest problem traveling to Iceland is, if I were to travel to Akureyri, the northern city of Iceland, I still have to fly to Reykjavik. I still have to fly to London to fly to Reykjavik. So it was a very long and painful journey to travel the second time to Iceland. So I decided if I were to do an itinerary for Iceland, I want to do 8 nights, cover the whole Iceland. Yeah, that's why we came up with this itinerary. But now, next. Okay, let me share with you something very interesting about Iceland. Can you imagine this island named Iceland only has 390,000 people? Yeah, that is smaller than PJ. PJ has got 1.1 million people. Yeah, Iceland only have 390,000, probably the size of Banda Utama. Yeah, that's how small Iceland is when it comes to population. And 60% of the population live in or nearby Reykjavik. Yeah, most people only live near the city. Yeah, they have their own currency. It's called the Icelandic krona. And the capital city is Reykjavik. Like I mentioned, most people only stay in Reykjavik city, 60% of them. And a lot of people who travel to Iceland only cover the Reykjavik and nearby. We call it the Golden Circle. That is the pity part. You know, they didn't know that there are other part of Iceland that is very scenic. Yeah, next. Yeah, why Iceland? Yeah, a lot of people ask me this question. What is so special about Iceland? Unique landscape where you won't find elsewhere. Yeah, next. These are all the unique landscape. Yeah, ice cave. Isn't it unique? To me, it's like very unique. I've not seen something like this in any part of the world. Next. Blue Lagoon. Yeah, of course. I heard that Blue Lagoon is open again. Yeah, soon in September, I believe you are able to visit Blue Lagoon already. Yeah, next. If you have any question, feel free to type in the comment section. Yeah, Goda Falls, stunning nature beauty with minimum hiking. What I love about their waterfalls is almost zero hiking. You can see all these waterfalls with zero hiking. Yeah, the platform is built next to the waterfall and then next to the parking. Yeah, Daddy Falls. This is one of the most amazing waterfalls. Koga Falls. This is another amazing waterfalls. Next, every single waterfall has got its own character. And we only choose 4. If you were to visit, there are hundreds of waterfalls in Iceland. Yeah, but we only choose the best 4, the most popular one. Yeah, next. Yeah, next. Next. Okay, of course, when you are there, you have plenty of opportunity to take incredible photos. Yeah, Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon. Next. geyser. You know, this is something that I've not seen anywhere else. They shoot 30 meter, you know, into the sky. Next. Katla Ice Cave. This is the most important experience that you must try. Have an opportunity to go into the ice cave. Yeah, next. A lot of adventure. 𝐿𝐞𝐻 boat tour. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, Joshua, why don't you do Iceland tour in the winter time? Or you do Iceland tour in April, May? The only issue is when you go in April, the 𝐿𝐞𝐻 boat tour has not started. This is an amphibian boat that go into the lagoon and where you can get up close to the glacier. So to me, if you didn't try the boat tour, you miss a big part of Iceland. That's why I rather don't do April and May. I only focus September where you can try the 𝐿𝐞𝐻 boat tour. Next. Like I mentioned, you don't want to go there again. You want to go one time and cover the whole Iceland. Yeah, opportunity to see Northern Light from September to March. So to me, we only have tours in the month of September, so we don't focus only on Northern Light. We focus on the autumn colors. Iceland has got beautiful autumn colors, but if you get to see Northern Light, bonus. Yeah, next. Top-rated travel destination by all the reputable websites. What I love the most is some of the websites actually comment, this is the world's safest place to visit. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, Joshua, how about the volcano eruption? One thing very unique about the Icelanders. The Icelander, when they see volcano, they don't run away. Yeah, they go and see. To them, volcano is part of their life. Yeah, when they choose to live there, they decide to live together with the volcano. Yeah, this is one of the most relaxing destinations. And what I love is safe and serene. Yeah, this is why we travel to Iceland. Next. Let's watch a video. Yeah, let's go. Hi, everybody. Yeah, a lot of people ask me that question, Joshua, why do you, how I started with the idea of traveling to Iceland? Yeah, what made me want to go to Iceland? I still remember many years ago. This is in year 2014. Year 2014, I watched a movie. Yeah, the name of the movie is Interstellar. I'm not sure how many of you watched that movie. When I watched that movie, I really, really fall in love with the movie. And I asked myself, I said, where can I find a country that look like Mars? I thought, it's just computer graphic. Then as I was doing a lot of research and I find out that the whole entire film, majority of it were filmed in Iceland. I said, I must make a trip to Iceland. So I actually fly all the way to Iceland. And when I was there, I still remember very clearly when I arrived at the airport, the moment I leave the airport, I feel like I'm in Mars. Acres and acres of lava field. Yeah, next, let me show you some photograph. What's the film in the movie? Yeah, this is Interstellar. This is the movie. Yeah, imagine, can you imagine you can actually go on the glacier height and walk on the glacier like in the movie? Yeah, next. This looks exactly like Mars. Of course, other than Interstellar, there's also another amazing video. Okay, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. This is also filmed in Iceland. Yeah, next. Next. Thor. Thor is also another movie they filmed in Iceland. A lot of amazing movies were filmed in Iceland. Games of Thrones. For all the Games of Thrones fans, this is the itinerary that you must go for. Yeah. Wow, look at that. It's so amazing. Of course, Justin Bieber, he actually filmed a music video in Iceland as well. Yeah, look at this. It's amazing. Like after I saw all the videos, I told myself I must make a trip. But when I flew in, and go on my first trip on my own. This was in 2015. 2015, when I went there, I said, wow, this is not easy. Yeah. And that time, I still remember I went in June. Yeah, I went in June. I went and during the summertime. Yeah. And during the summertime, also you experience some unpredictable weather because wind can be very strong in Iceland. A lot of people say, but Joshua, Iceland is just an island. Why? You know what is so challenging about Iceland? Yeah, these are all the online review that I saw on the internet. Came across all these online reviews that share the difficulty they face in Iceland, like unpredictable weather, high cost, challenging road condition, limited transport and accommodation in the remote areas, difficulty in booking local tours. One of the biggest challenge is that the moment you travel out of Reykjavik, they only have got one ring road. Yeah, that is the only road they have. And if the weather is bad, the road is closed, there's no way you can leave. So you can probably stuck 3 days, 2 or 3 days in one place if the road is closed. So that is one of the very important condition that we must study when we plan our trip to Iceland. Yeah, feel free to type any comments that you have. Yeah, I hope that you are joining me and listening to me. Next. All right, this was my trip. So I started my first trip to Iceland, and then this was my first trip. This was not in 2021. Hi, so good. Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan also. Wow, Rose Jet says Shah Rukh Khan also there. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, this is the 𝐤𝐤 amphibian boat that bring you very close to the glacier. Next. Yeah, this was me, my first trip. Wow, this was 2015. Now it's 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years ago. Yeah, next. Yeah, then what I did was that during the pandemic, right after the pandemic, I make my second trip. Yeah, this time when I travel, I go all the way to try the ice cave. I did the glacier hike the first time. I find that it's too dangerous. So the second time I did the ice cave, I find the ice cave is much easier for our travelers. And I also visit Detty Falls, one of the most amazing waterfalls. Who will be the guide for the tour in September? Yeah, Why Hong, I think. Yeah, we have two very experienced guides. Yeah, that will be leading our Iceland tour. Yeah, I think it's Jazz and the exact name I can't tell you right now, but these are very amazing and experienced tour managers. Which month can confirm to see Northern Light? Thank you, Wendy, for us. Thank you, guys, for this question. I really appreciate. Now I feel much more encouraged, and at least I don't feel that I'm talking to myself. Yeah, personally, I felt from September till March is a good chance to see Northern Light. But the only challenge when you travel in the month of November, December, is that you see everything covered with white. And everything covered with white make you feel like going again to see Iceland when everything covered in green. So what I did was that my first trip when I was there, I saw Iceland in June. It was really amazing. Everywhere is green. So second trip, I don't want to see Iceland covered in white because I've seen it many times in Norway, Sweden, Finland. But I'm very curious to see how is Iceland like during the autumn season. I went in September and I saw one of the most amazing autumn colors in Iceland. And my trip, when I was there alone in September, I saw Northern Light. That was my first trip. And then the second time when I organized a group, I saw Northern Light again. Then we have two tours. Last year with Dennis, we saw Northern Light. And the year before with Angeline, they also saw Northern Light. But don't go Iceland in the month of September hoping to see Northern Light. Yeah, if you want to see Northern Light, the best is to go in November, December in Norway, Sweden, Finland. It's very high chance to see Northern Light there because you have 7 nights of Northern Light hunting experience. Whereas in Iceland, you go there to see autumn colors. If we see Northern Light, that's a bonus. Yeah, next. How does EE started the idea to Iceland? Yeah, like I told you, I wanted a trip to Iceland where you did once and it's enough. You don't have to go Iceland again. You see the whole island. You went in depth. That's where I started the first Iceland, Best of Iceland tour in September 2022. Yeah, and since then, we have done many tours. Yeah. Is there a lot of traveling in the bus? Wow, Selena asked a very good question. Please keep the question coming. Thank you very much. for the question. Next. Personally, I felt, one thing I love about Iceland, I must say that there are quite a bit of traveling, yeah, from one place to another place. Because when you cover the whole Iceland, it's huge, Iceland, yeah. But what we always do is we always plan 3 to 4 hours maximum of traveling in the bus. The rest of the time, you either enjoy sightseeing, scenery. And the best thing about traveling in Iceland is that we don't do backtrack. A lot of people, they go to if they only cover the southern part, they go all the way to Jökulsárlón and then they drive all the way back. So you see the same scenery. They do a backtrack. For us, we cover the whole Iceland. We don't do backtrack. And every day when we are on the road, when you travel, you see amazing scenery. Yeah, when it comes to traveling in Iceland, even in the bus, the scenery that you see is out of nowhere. It's really amazing. Yeah. So to me, I have never seen one person who falls asleep in Iceland when they are in the bus, because the scenery, every turn, every corner is different. Yeah, that's why to me, I really love Iceland. Yeah, next. Stay with us to explore Iceland with Easy Europe. Yes, next. Let's enjoy a video. Yeah, it's easy to see from the video than to hear from my explanation.
Enough waking up to more bad news. Enough not making new friends or making it to the gym. Enough talking to the walls. Enough with the endless video calls. When was the last time you felt goosebumps? Or had a real date with a person, in person? Enough missing out. It looks like you've had enough. It looks like you need Iceland.
All right. I love this video. And what a timely video. I think we all need Iceland, especially if you watch the global news the last few days. We have enough of tariff, yeah, the last few days. Whether I go on the website, whether I go on a Google, whether I hear the news, I scroll Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere I go, I only hear one word. Yeah, the word is tariff. Yeah, everybody talk about tariff. In a coffee shop, everybody become the expert, yeah, economy expert. Everybody talk about tariff. Yeah, enough of tariff. We all need Iceland. Yeah, this is where we get to travel to Iceland, okay, and see the nature, experience the nature. Yeah, what I love about this year, our itinerary is we are able to secure British Airways. So travel to Iceland has never been easier than this. Because with British Airways, and by the way, guys, we have one departure that is already full. This is the second departure, and this is also almost full. We have very, very limited seats for this departure. If you want to travel to Iceland, this is the best time to secure, yeah, your what you call it, your seats, yeah, because we only have very minimum seats. I think as of now, 18 packs secure already. It's a confirmed departure. Yeah, and we have probably we will fill up until maximum 28. So that is like what, less than 12 seats. So if you want to travel to Iceland, this is the best time to secure your place. And with British Airways, KL, London to Reykjavik, this is the easiest way. It has never been easier than this. Yeah, and I looked through the transit time is fair enough. 2 hours, you have good transit time from London to Reykjavik. And then when you fly back, Reykjavik, London, KL. It's easy. Yeah, next. This is the itinerary. We start our journey in Reykjavik. What we did is we first travel to the west. We cover the Snæfellsnes. Okay, this is amazing, beautiful west coast of Iceland. Then from there, we travel to Akureyri. Yeah, let me share with you what is so special about the north compared to the south. When I first visited the south, basically the whole entire south coast of Iceland is filled with lava fields. Nothing grows in the south part of Iceland. Yeah. So when I was there, I only remember all the acres of lava field. First day, I was very excited. I said, wow, this is middle of nowhere. I feel like I'm in Mars. Second day, I travel, I see lava fields. Third day, I travel, lava fields. After the 4 days, I have enough of lava fields. That was my first trip. So when I asked myself, I said, how can the north be very different from the south? So when I did my research, I realized, can you imagine in Akureyri, in the second city of Iceland, they have a whole entire botanical garden. You know, the whole Akureyri is filled with flowers, is filled with green, is filled with mountains. And when I was in Akureyri, I felt like I'm in Switzerland. The view is totally different compared to Reykjavik. And I still remember when I was in Akureyri, I met one taxi driver. He stayed in Akureyri, and he told me, I asked him, I said, why you choose to live in Akureyri? You know, I heard here is, you know, a lot of volcano actually happens here, you know, but why you still choose to live here? He said this to me, and I can never forget that. He said, Joshua, you don't understand. Every day, I will park my car reverse in, you know, which means the front of the car is always facing the gate. Yeah. And I put one set of luggage with my 5 days, 6 days of clothing in my trunk, in the trunk of my car. In case if any volcano happen, I can leave my house straight away. And I asked him, I said, isn't it stress to live like this? He said, it's not stress, because here is so beautiful, I cannot find elsewhere. I would rather choose to live here, live in the volcano, than to live in other places in the world. That is how much he loved Iceland. I caught the passion. I caught the love for Iceland. That's where I told myself, you know, a trip to Akureyri, to 𝐼𝐴. 𝐼𝐴 is another different place compared to Akureyri. 𝐼𝐴 really make you feel like you are in the moon. You only can see pseudo cradle in 𝐼𝐴 as compared to other part of the world. Yeah, Detty Falls is one of the most amazing waterfalls in Iceland. And then, of course, we are going to visit the Lagostin village as well. But I don't think I'm going to explain so much. We have a lot of photos that I can show you later. But this is how in-depth we're going to visit the whole Iceland. We are going to finish off with the Blue Lagoon. And before we travel to Blue Lagoon, we're going to cover the Golden Circle. Yeah, next. Okay, some of the tour highlights. Yeah, let me show you one of the tour highlights. The most important highlight is to visit the ice cave. Yeah, this is with a super jeep, and this is easy, is easy minimum hiking, and at the same time you have a guide that can show you what to do, and these guides are very careful. Yeah, safety is always number one. Yeah, next. Let me show you. This is the super jeep that can get as close as the ice cave. And they'll give you the crampon, and then with the crampon, we're going to do a bit of hiking. The total journey is 2.5 hours. This is where you can get really close to the volcano ash. You know, you saw just now the video, right? Yeah, this is how you get close to the ice cave. Every time you go to the ice cave, it's a different pictures, yeah? It's a different experience because these are natural ice cave. So what happened was that the ice cave melt, and then you get a chance to access to basically the glacier melt and get a chance to visit the ice cave. And the sad part is, if you don't travel as soon as possible, you will start to see all the glaciers are retreating. Yeah, especially with the current what you call it, president of US. Probably you will retreat even faster. Yeah, not because of tariff, but because of global warming. Yeah, but very important, as in you know, all the guide that I met in Iceland told me that, you know, they are seeing a very fast melting and retreating of the glacier every year. So the ice cave are getting harder and harder to access nowadays. Yeah, next. Yeah, so let's watch a video. All right, that's the ice cave experience. Please type IS on the comment section, and then we'll send you the itinerary. Yeah, and you can also book a one-on-one consultation with us in our office or online, virtual as well, so that you can find out more about this itinerary. Yeah, if you have any question, guys, feel free to type in the comment section. Yeah, next. Like I mentioned, the second experience or the second highlight is the 𝐸𝐸 Glacier Boat Lagoon. Yeah, and also with the Diamond Beach. Diamond Beach is amazing. Yeah, the very interesting about this boat ride is that this is actually an amphibian boat. Yeah, this boat can go on land and also go into the lagoon. Yeah, so it can, when you go into a lagoon, it's really amazing. From the land, it goes straight into the lagoon, and you can get very close to the glacier. And what I love the most, you can also taste the ice as well. Yeah, next. 𝐸𝐸 Glacier Boat Lagoon. Yeah, next. Okay, let's enjoy a video. All right. I saw a question from Adele. Adele is asking for the ice cave. Do we need hiking boots? You don't need hiking boots. You just need comfortable shoes. They will provide us with crampon. Yeah, this is not anti-slip. This is crampon. This is very strong crampon that you need when you go on this ice cave hike. Yeah. Next. And then Icelandic waterfalls. Like I mentioned, we choose the 4 best waterfalls. And every single waterfall has got its character. Yeah, and I'm currently planning for our next trip. I'm going to travel to South Africa. Yeah, and this time I'm going to hunt. I'm going to go and I didn't want to use the word hunt, basically to see, to see the big 5. And I always compare South Africa, the big 5 versus the big 4 waterfalls in Iceland. These are the 4 big waterfalls, and every single waterfall is different. Every single waterfall has got its own character. Godafoss is it's a waterfall of God. Yeah, so it's very beautiful. Yeah, Dettifoss is very powerful, very strong. From far, you can feel the gush of the water. Skogafoss is very special, very cute. Yeah, and then you have Gullfoss, golden waterfalls, that gives you a lot of time. Golden waterfalls has got this rainbow, so it's a very special as well. All 4 has got its own character. And of course, Adele, don't worry about changing to the local currency. In fact, I don't remember myself. I've traveled many times I think 4 times I've traveled to Iceland, and I have not changed any of the local currency. It's easier to just use it's easier to just use credit card. Credit card is accessible everywhere. And a lot of people were concerned about this toilet. One thing I find very interesting about Iceland is that every single sightseeing place, they actually prepare very clean toilets. Yeah, and this is where they really look after the nature. Toilets is very easily accessible. Yeah, and at the same time, toilet you have to pay. Yeah, in order to get it maintained. Yeah, get it clean. Yeah, next. Like I mentioned just now, number 1, Dettifoss. You can really feel the gush of the water. It's really, really strong. Yeah, this is Dettifoss. This is really, you can feel the mother nature. Yeah, from the Dettifoss. This is Godafoss. This is the waterfall of the god. Yeah, next. I think sports shoe is fine. Walking shoes, sports shoe is fine as long as comfortable shoes, because they'll provide you with crampon. Yeah, Gullfoss. This is the golden waterfalls. Next. Yeah, Skogafoss. This is the waterfalls. This is what I love about these waterfalls, is that with these waterfalls, you can do a bit of hiking. What I love the most is WK Wu asked a very good question. Are we going to Salem Falls? That's a good question, WK Wu. Salient Falls is very close to Skogga Falls. They are very close. They are very similar. The only difference is with Skogga Falls, you can hike all the way up to the do a bit of hiking, and then you can take a photo next to the waterfalls. So what I do is I didn't put Salient Falls into the itineraries because it depends on the group. If the group, everybody say, we want to see all the 5 waterfalls, including Salient Falls, then probably what we can do is we can do a stop there. Okay, but for some of them, they say, Joshua, enough of waterfalls. I think after 3 waterfalls, 4 other waterfalls, I think it's enough. Then we will skip the Salient Falls because Salient Falls is very similar to Skogga Falls, but the only difference with Salient Falls is you actually get to walk behind the waterfalls. And when the waterfalls is very strong, it can be very slippery and it's a bit dangerous. For that reason, I choose Skogga Falls because with Skogga Falls, can go and climb up and take a photo next to the waterfalls, which I've never seen the waterfalls where you can sit or stand next to it. Yeah, so that is about Salient Falls. And then how about the meals? Meals, yes, meals is all included in our itinerary except a few meals. I think I can't remember, but our team will help to answer the question. How many meals that is not included? Yeah, we include meals in our itinerary. Yeah, one of the reasons I don't like to join the local tour is that they don't actually allocate time for meals. They a lot of time they just plan for you to have a sandwich, and like for instance, I joined a local tour. I still remember every waterfalls I get like 20 minutes. We get down, we come back up again. We get down, we come back up again. We don't really have time to spend in all the waterfalls. Have like more time. Next, let's enjoy a video together. Wow, look at that. This is amazing, right? Yeah, Adele, that's a good question. If you were to bring cash, just bring euro. Yeah, and when you are there, you can exchange euro for Icelandic kroners. I don't think you can get Icelandic kroners in Malaysia. Even if you can get, it'll be a crazy exchange rate because the demand is too low. Yeah, please type IS so that we can send you the itinerary so you can see the itinerary. And at the same time, do secure a one-on-one with us. You can do it tomorrow even with a virtual consultation. And then like I mentioned, we have very limited seats. Yeah, and this particular tour that we have, we fly with British Airways, so it's very easy and convenient. Hi, Chong Ai Lee, so good to hear from you. Chong Ai Lee is asking okay, waterproof. Yeah, the only thing with sport shoes is that I don't think you'll get wet. So I would say sport shoes is fine. So you don't need waterproof hiking shoes. But of course, hiking shoe is always better. But again, like I mentioned, they give you crampons. So as long as comfortable walking shoes that you can attach a crampon to it is fine. Yeah, so just now I love the question from Chong Ai Lee. Chong Ai Lee asked, other than September, which month you have itinerary? I'm so sorry, Chong Ai Lee, as of now, we only have September, like I mentioned. Why? Because I love the autumn colors. September is where you get to see the best autumn colors. Yeah, and the autumn colors you see in Iceland, the skill is nowhere can come close to. Yeah, that is what I can say. Yeah, feel free to type in the comment section so we can send the itinerary to you. Next. All right, then we talk about, this is also a part of Iceland that is not covered by most tours. Midvan. To me, Midvan is like, it's the pseudo cradle. And we actually stayed 2 nights in a hotel nearby Midvan. So that, a lot of people say, wow, Joshua, Iceland itinerary, very hectic. For our itinerary, what I love is, I still remember we have some time in the afternoon to have a short rest in our hotel in 𝐕𝐸𝐻, and then the evening only we come out for dinner again. So it's quite relaxing. Yeah, and 𝐕𝐸𝐻 has got one of the most unique geological features. Yeah, it's called pseudo cradles. Yeah, and this is one and only place in the world that you can see pseudo cradles. Yeah, not in any other countries. Another place to see is the moon. Yeah, the surface of moon is covered with pseudo cradles as well. Yeah, 𝐉𝐸𝐻 Bugil, this is also a unique dramatic lava formations, 𝐉𝐸𝐻 Bugil. And during the autumn season, when you see 𝐉𝐸𝐻 Bugil covered with autumn colors, is very amazing. Yeah, Nama Falls, Namaskar Hot Spring, visit the geothermal areas, the mud pots, the sulfur springs. Yeah, this is where, of course, when you're near to the hot spring and you get to smell the smell of the ammonia. Yeah, what is the temperature like in September? September, the temperature is in tens, like can be 10, 12, sometimes up to 15. Yeah, at night it can be cooling. Yeah, at night you need a winter jacket or long john. Yeah, because especially for Northern Light hunt at night, the temperature can drop to single digit. Sometimes can go down to probably 6 or 4 or 5, sometimes 6. It can be very cold at night. Yeah, cooling in the morning, afternoon. A light jacket is good enough, for morning and afternoon. But of course, with sun, it can be sometimes it can be sunny as well. Yeah, weather in Iceland, is very unique. Yeah, these are some of the photos. 𝐉𝐸𝐻 Bugil is very photogenic. Yeah, it's very scenic. Yeah, we love taking lots of photo in 𝐉𝐸𝐻 Bugil. Nama Spring, these are the hot spring. Namaskar Hot Spring. Yeah, 2 meals are not included in the itinerary. Yeah, okay. Wai Hong said, no, we don't go for Northern Light hunt every night. Yeah, because this is not a Northern Light hunt tour. Yeah, most of our hotels are at very very far from the city. So most of our hotels are very dark at night. So if there's Northern Light, you can see from hotel. We don't go out and hunt. Yeah, this itinerary is not a Northern Light hunt itinerary. This itinerary, if you see Northern Light, is a bonus. Yeah, I want to make it very clear. Yeah, we don't go and hunt Northern Light every night. Yeah, that's a very important question. 𝐕𝐸𝐻 hot spring worth the visit? To me, it's not so important about the hot spring. Hot spring is just a photo stop, 20-30 minutes. But the more unique experience in the northern part of Iceland is 𝐉𝐸𝐻 Bugil, yeah, the lava formation, and also the pseudo cradle, the Lake 𝐕𝐸𝐻. Yeah, the hot spring is just a bonus. Yeah, hi Emily. Emmy just traveled with me to scenic Italy. Yeah, hi Emily from Italy. Now I'm in Iceland already. And next month I'm going to Africa. So I'm just joking. I'm now in KL. This is just I'm doing Facebook Live in KL. But now let's enjoy a video. All right, WK Wu asked a very good question. Can we see Northern Light in our hotel where we are staying? Yes, if there's Northern Light, you can see from our hotel because most of our hotels are far from the city. Especially when we travel up north and travel towards the east coast, you get to see Northern Light if the weather is good. And Iceland has got very good website for Northern Light, so you can actually see the weather condition in the whole island. Yeah, the whole island, how's the weather condition like? They have very good weather forecast. And the reason for the good weather forecast is not so much for Northern Light sighting, although that helps a lot, but for them, they need good weather forecast because Iceland, you are living with nature. A lot of people cannot understand. They say Joshua, I don't understand. It's the island. It's like Penang. Iceland is not like Penang. Yeah, Iceland, you are very exposed to extreme weather. Yeah, and personally in Norway, Sweden, Finland, I've experienced very strong wind. Strong wind that I experienced in Iceland is only strong wind that I experienced in Norway, Sweden, Finland is only 12 to 14 meter per second. That is already like 70, 80 kilometer per hour. But personally, in September, when I was there 2 years ago, I experienced a strong wind in Iceland, 30 meter per second. And a lot of people did something very crazy in Iceland. They go during the winter time, they rent the cheapest car, and then they self-drive, they travel the whole Iceland. And when the wind comes, with a small car, no joke. I still remember when I was there 2 years ago, I can't even walk straight. When I walk, the wind comes so strong, I was blown away. So to drive in Iceland in the winter time is very dangerous. That's something that I don't recommend you to do. Yeah, Blue Lagoon is definitely an experience that you want to do when you're there. Next. This is Blue Lagoon, and we actually include the package where you can enjoy a glass of drink as well, and you can also have the mud that you can put onto your skin. I actually spoke to one couple, Victor and Lisa. They told me they have got one of the best. Oh yeah, I think Rose just went there and last year, I think, to see Northern Light. Yeah, the wind was very strong, right? To me, I can never forget about the wind. Wind is something that you must take note when you are in Iceland. Yeah, this is very dangerous. Okay, and Blue Lagoon experience, hi, Kenneth. Kenneth, we are planning to do this trip next year. This year's schedule very full. Of course, Kenneth, full-time traveling. Yeah. One thing I love about June is that June, you have got very good daylight. So basically, you have sunlight the whole year, whole day, 24 hours of daylight. Because basically in June, the sun never set. So in a way, you don't get to see Northern Light. And at the same time, June is very crowded. Summer month is one of the very peak season in Iceland. Personally, I don't recommend travel to Iceland in June. But of course, if you have no choice, you already bought a ticket, then you have to go. You have to go. But for me, I would recommend September. Yeah, September is the best time. Yeah, Blue Lagoon. Victor mentioned to me that this mud that Victor and Lisa, they bought this mud from Blue Lagoon, and when they put on the skin, skin become very soft and smooth. And since then, my wife also now use it, this mask as well in Malaysia. Yeah, next, this is something that you can, souvenir that you can get in Blue Lagoon. Let's enjoy a video. All right, please type the comment IS so that we can send the itinerary to you. I'm so glad that we received very good response. A lot of you would like to have the itinerary. Hi, may I know, Pauline asked a good question. May I know how many packs in your group? Right now, what we did is that we kept our tour to maximum 28 people. Yeah, 28 is our maximum. We are trying to keep it between 25 to 28. Yeah, that's our for our tours. Next, please type IS and we can send the itinerary to you. Yeah. Last but not least, like I mentioned, like I still remember when I was there. Okay, there's Sky Lagoon in Reykjavik. Is it worth visiting? Personally, I felt Sky Lagoon, and I've not been to Sky Lagoon. I've been to Blue Lagoon. To me, I think visit one lagoon for this experience is good enough. I still remember many years ago when I first visited Iceland, what I did was that when I was there at the airport, I saw this amazing video of this Blue Lagoon. So, at the conveyor belt, you have this TV, and with the advertisement, I saw the lady there swimming in the Blue Lagoon. Then first thing I told myself when I arrived in Iceland, I want to do the Blue Lagoon. So I went. But the only challenge when you're in the Blue Lagoon is that, whether is it summer. Summer can be hot, but in the winter it's quite cooling, especially in the autumn, in the evening, it's also quite cooling. So to stay more than 1 hour inside a lagoon is quite challenging. After 40 minutes, 50 minutes, you just get bored and you want to come out, and it's very costly. So personally, I would say any lagoon, just try one is good enough. I tried another one in nearby Akureli, and I find it's the same. To me, it's one experience, but very important is to put the mud on and take some photos. I think to me that is most important. That is the most memorable. Like I mentioned, when I saw this, but when we took this photo, we were actually nearby a hotel. From our hotel also, we saw Northern Lights. This is in the south part of Iceland. One of the reasons we don't do Northern Light hunting every day when we're on this itinerary, because September is a shoulder season. There, like I mentioned, it's the autumn. Yeah, autumn, you go there to see autumn colors. And during the autumn colors is where you get a change of season. So there are a lot of rains in between, or sometimes the day can be cloudy. So I wouldn't recommend this is the best time for Northern Light hunt. If you go there and you see Northern Light, that is the bonus. Yeah, next. That's why we don't go and hunt every day. Yeah, next. Okay, what makes the itinerary stands out? Number one, round island tour. Journey around Iceland, the diverse landscape and iconic sites. Snaefellsnes, this is the west coast, which is very beautiful as well. Snaefellsnes with the Q is where they film the movie Games of Thrones. Yeah, next. Visit Dettifoss, Europe's most powerful waterfalls. Stop by Horn. Horn is where you get to taste we call it the Lagostin capital of Iceland. Yeah, one of the most important experience when you are in Iceland is to try their local lagostin. This is not lobster, yeah, not the Boston lobster. This is just lagostin, much smaller. Yeah, we get to try the lagostin in Hofen, and then waterfalls that we cover the 4 big one: Godafoss, Dettifoss, and then we have Skogafoss and Gullfoss. Yeah. Hi Joshua, can only plan for next year, Eugene. Yeah, next year. I think we will only launch this itinerary for next year during our anniversary, because our anniversary is where we will release the departure for next year's second half. Yeah, but for those of you who say, Joshua, I don't want to wait till next year, this year is the best time to go, because every year Iceland is getting more and more pricey. Yeah, it's more and more expensive every year. Midvan, Blue Lagoon, Glacier, Fire and Ice team. Yeah, Midvan and Blue Lagoon, Fire, Glacier, Ice Cave, Diamond, Beach. These are the ice. Yeah, basically they call it the island of fire and ice. Yeah, Northern Light Encounter next. All right, let's enjoy a video.
Hey guys, it's Cassie here and I'm finally in Iceland with 𝐈𝐴𝐸𝐴. Let's go! Day 1 kicked off in Reykjavik with the guided tour, then off to Snaefellsnes, and wow! Mount Q looks straight out of Game of Thrones, and I met the cutest Icelandic horses. Next stop, Akureyri was a total hidden gem. Then Lake Mývatn was unreal. Witnessing the lava fields and bubbling hot springs were pure magic. The following day, the Dettifoss waterfall gave me goosebumps. Cruising through icebergs at Jökulsárlón had me speechless, and the langoustine left me wanting more. Then came my favorite, a super jeep ride to the Kalla ice cave with stunning ice formations. We wrapped up with the Golden Circle, seeing geyser, finally a relaxing dip in the Blue Lagoon. After completing a full circle tour around Iceland, let me tell you, Iceland truly stands out with its diverse landscapes. Come experience the land of fire and ice yourself.
Yes, that is our itinerary. That is, with this itinerary, every day is a different experience. That's why we always have got this brand promise, handcraft itinerary with a daily theme. Every day you experience something unique. Oh, Eugene is saying, yeah, September I'm going Russia with you. I think that's a good choice to travel to Russia as well in September. And, because of course Iceland just opened, Russia just opened, right? A lot of people are very excited to travel to Iceland and also to Russia as well. Next. All right, time to show what you know. Tell us in the comment, which of the following activities include a super jeep ride? I want to make sure that, I went in, wow. Yeah, I think Emily told me before. I went to Iceland in October and I saw 4 northern lights. 4 nights of northern lights. Yeah, September, October is where if you get to see, you get to see. Yeah. So that is B. That's right. Wow, Wai Hong really pay attention. Katla Ice Cave. Yeah, Katla Ice Cave is where we do the super jeep, right? Yeah, next. All right. Easy Europe brand promise. Handcraft itinerary with a daily theme. Find selections of hotels. Handpick local restaurants. Personal time to explore. And last but not least, the moment. Yeah. Next. All right. Is it safe to go to Russia now? Actually, what happened was that 2 years ago, we already, was it last year? No, not 2 years ago. Sorry, my bad. Last year, we already sent Esther to Russia, yeah, to check out Russia to Moscow because we received invitation from Moscow. And since then, a lot of our friends already traveled to Russia. And so far, Russia, they told me, life is like normal there. Of course, now with tariff, we still don't know what's happening to Russia, but I don't think this time with the tariff, I think it's more beneficial for Russia. I would say situation in Russia is getting better and better. And I have got very good friends in Russia. I've been in touch with them. They told me a lot of Chinese in Russia already. A lot of Chinese have been to Russia. So if you want to travel to Russia, this is the best time. Yeah, before the whole world rush to Russia, just like how the whole world rush to China like that. Yeah, wow, guys, you guys are fantastic. You guys really pay attention. Now let's enjoy another video. Oh gosh, looking at all these videos make me feel like traveling to Iceland once again. I feel like packing my clothes and get to the airport right now. One thing with traveling is that, every time you come back from a trip, you feel like going for another trip. But when you're there, you miss home. When we are here, you miss traveling. I think that's life, yeah? So why would you consider to include 2 nights in London to this itinerary, since flying in and out from London? Well, that's a good question, Carrie. I would say it's easier for our travelers to plan their extension. If you would like to extend, feel free to do so. Yeah, you can plan. You can request for our office to help you to do some extension. But personally, I'm not a big fan of London. I still remember my trip when I was there. I just don't know what to do in London other than do some shopping. But shopping you can do there, you can do elsewhere as well. So I'm not really a big fan of London. But like I mentioned, the flight timing is good. So I would say we get a very comfortable flight in a way. Yeah, transparent pricing with all the perks, all flights included, all attractions, activity, and entrance fee covered. Expert local guide and experienced tour leader, comfortable coach transfers. To me, one thing I love with our pricing is that it's one price, and then you don't have to worry. What is not included. Everything that is in the itinerary is included, and we don't have any optional tours when you're on our tours, and the price is very transparent. Yeah, so whatever you see is the price that you pay. Yeah, so that makes signing up with us very easy. That's why we are called Easy Europe. Yeah, next. All right, a lot of people ask me, Joshua, how about the high cost? One thing, like I mentioned, transparent pricing with no hidden fees. Yeah, there's no hidden cost. Everything is, the pricing is very transparent. And at the same time, it covers flights, hotel, meals, and experiences. So you don't have to worry about budgeting on the go. Yeah, that makes traveling to Europe with Easy Europe very easy. Yeah, next. Challenging road condition. Yeah, this is something that I really would like to tell our travelers who are going on their own. You know, a lot of people say, Joshua, we can self-tour to Iceland, self-drive to Iceland. Please consider the challenging road condition. Yeah, it's really not easy to drive in Iceland. Don't think that Iceland is just like any other island. Yeah, it's very different. Yeah, and with our bus company, they are very experienced drivers. Yeah, they are very used to handle the Iceland unpredictable terrain and weather, ensure your safety and comfort throughout the journey. To us, safety is always first. Hi, any whale watching opportunity from Patrick Che? Patrick, I'm so sorry. There's one itinerary that one activity that I don't include in this itinerary is whale watching. Because the number one, the chances of you spot a whale is very unlikely. And number two, even if you spot, it's very far away that you need a binocular. And number three, the wave in Iceland is different level. So a lot of people, they don't see the views, but they enjoy the seasick more. Yeah, so a lot of my friends who travel there, they told me, oh, Joshua, no do whale watching in Iceland because they actually have a tough time, you know, when they go on the boat. That's why we don't include whale watching. Yeah, next. Thank you for the question. Feel free to ask me any questions. Yeah, I'm very glad to answer your question. Limited option in remote areas. Yeah, very important. Yeah, when you travel to Iceland, like I mentioned, please cover all the remote areas. Don't just stay in Reykjavik. Like Reykjavik is just like any city is boring. You know, you love the church just for probably 10 minutes of photo stop, the 𝐈𝐜𝐞𝐿. After that, you get bored with the city. But travel to the north coast, the south coast, the east coast, and the west coast to see Iceland. Yeah, this is where you get to explore Iceland, all the hidden gems without the hassle, because we arrange comfortable hotels and local restaurants even in remote regions. I still remember one of the restaurants that arranged actually by the farm, and you get to eat very good beef and lamb in Iceland. Iceland is a perfect place to enjoy very good Icelandic lamb and Icelandic beef. Yeah, next. Hard to book local tours. Yeah, I don't recommend local tours because with local tours, you have to be very, very punctual and they give you 20 minutes every single waterfalls. You know, I can never forget when I joined the local tours, 20 minutes from the bus stop. By the time you walk there 10 minutes, you run back another 10 minutes. That's it. So you have very limited time. With us, we can always, pace our group. Yeah, our tour leaders are very experienced. Tour managers are very experienced in pacing the group. Yeah, that is where I get to really enjoy Iceland with us. Yeah, next. Complete pre-departure guidance. From booking to boarding, we got you back. Yeah, we got your back. Our team provides step-by-step guidance throughout your journey. You relax, we do the work. Yeah, we will give you all the details, and at the same time, we will brief you what you need to prepare for this tour, so you can really enjoy a trip of your lifetime. Yeah, next. Yeah, now let's enjoy another video. All right. Please type IS so we can send the itinerary to you. Please comment IS in the comment section of our Facebook. All right. Next. All right. Time to show what you know again. Which waterfall is known as Europe's most powerful waterfalls? Let's see how many of you are good students. Pay attention. Which waterfall is Europe's most powerful waterfalls? Oh, can share some of the recommended restaurants you will patronizing in Reykjavik and other parts too. Yeah, I think maybe you can. How do we send to you, Adele? Recommend some restaurant. I don't know how do we. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get my team to PM you. Yeah, PM you on this. Yeah, if we can share with you some of the itinerary, some of the restaurants that we love, then that can make your trip wonderful. It's okay. It's good. Oh, Atlantic Cha. Yeah, that is one of the famous dish. Okay, D. Yes, Detty Falls. Detty Falls. I can download the itinerary from your website. Yeah. Download. You can get our itinerary from website. Yes, Adele. Yes. Next. Okay, let's see. While I answer some of these questions, feel free to ask me more questions so I can help you, yeah? To plan out your trip to Iceland. When is the best time to visit Iceland? I would say the best time is autumn because autumn colors is beautiful in Iceland. And try to avoid June, July, August because it's pretty hot, yeah? June, July, August. September, October is amazing. November till March is where winter in Iceland, so you get to see Iceland covered with snow, which is also amazing. But every time we travel to Iceland in winter, we always feel like going back again because it's very different when everything is covered in green or in autumn. Yeah, some people say, Joshua, how about in May? Yeah, we are considering to do one in May for next year. Something that stay tuned. We will let you all know. Yeah, and also feel free to visit us in the office. But can I see Northern Light on this tour? Yes, like I mentioned, if we see Northern Lights, it's a bonus. September, October is also a good time for Northern Lights. So far, all our tours who travel to Iceland in the month of September saw Northern Light, even from our hotels. Yeah, our hotel is pretty dark, far from the city. It's good for Northern Light as well. How much daylight is that? What I love about September is that you get very good daylight. It's about 7 p.m. the sunset. And then sunrise is about 7, 8 in the morning. So you get very good daylight. And at the same time, you get fair share of night as well for us to hunt for Northern Lights. Next. Can I drink the tap water in Iceland? Do me a favor, only drink tap water. Plastic bottles is not sustainable in Iceland. I would say tap water is the best. Iceland has one of the best tap water in the world. Will I need to walk a lot on this trip? What I love about this trip is that most of the scenic places, they are very near to the bus parking. So it's for you to decide how much you want to walk. Yeah, if you feel like walking more, if you do hiking, you want to hike up, like I mentioned, there's this waterfall, Skåga Falls, where you can hike up a little bit and then see and then take some nice photo next to the waterfall. Feel free to do so. For some of you say, Joshua, I don't think I want to walk that much. Most of the waterfalls are very close to the bus parking, except Detty Falls. Detty Falls requires a bit of walking. So it's I would say if you it's important if you can walk, yeah. But for those of you who have challenge, then what I call that, then you do need to let us know, yeah, if you have any challenge in walking. Do I need a visa travel to Iceland? You don't need a visa. Any snow-capped mountain in the north of Iceland in September? Well, usually in September snows come. So I still remember for the last when I was there twice, especially in Akureyri, in what you call it, nearby Detty Falls, we saw already snow. Yeah, in Detty Falls, I saw already snow. I wouldn't dare to guarantee if there's any snow cap in the mountain in September. I dare not guarantee, but I remember correctly in Detty Falls we saw it snowing. So, but up the mountain, I'm not sure about the snow cap. Yeah, but that is a good question. Again, nowadays weather is very hard to say. So sometimes snow come very early, but it doesn't stay long. Sometimes the snow come very late. Yeah, so it's something that is weather is a bit unpredictable nowadays. Yeah, next. But thank you so much, Patrick, for your question. Feel free to ask me more questions. Type IS so that we can send the itinerary to you. Yeah, next. All right, for all of our travelers who sign up for our 2025 autumn and winter tour, you get one free Europe SIM card. A lot of people ask me, Joshua, how about SIM card? You know, I need SIM card when I travel. Yeah, so all you have to do in order to get the free Europe SIM card is for in-office sign up, only available for in-office sign up. Yeah, so when you sign up our autumn and winter tours, you get our free Europe SIM card. Yeah, this is only for office sign up. Yeah, if you turn up for office, you get this. Can bring sambal or chili sauce. Yeah, feel free to bring. There is no restriction when it comes to sambal or chili. Basically there's no food restriction when you enter into Iceland. Let's put it this way. Yeah, next. All right, this is our Iceland tour, 11-day, 8-night, best of Iceland. The departure is on the 17th of September. This is the price, 25,800 ringgit. This is with British Airways. We have last 2 seats. Yeah, for those of you who say, I want to enjoy a saving of 700 ringgit, the last 2 seats, you can sign up. You can WhatsApp to our office right now. We only have last 2 seats, yeah, where you can enjoy a saving of 700 ringgit. Yeah, that is this particular tour. Next. Like I mentioned, we have very limited seats for this particular tour. If you want to enjoy Iceland this year, it's important that you make your inquiry fast. Limited seats available. Yeah, reserve your consultation slot to get a mystery gift. Consultation period is from 16th to 22nd of April. This is a WhatsApp number. Yeah, booking period is from 17th of March till 22nd of April. Yeah, if you booking period, yeah, basically you will book during this time from 17th of March till what you book appointment. You can book appointment. Yeah, book appointment. You can book appointment during this time to reserve your consultation slot. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Next. Okay, is 8 nights sufficient to cover all the places in the itinerary without rushing? I wouldn't say it's rushing. I would say it's enough time. But if you want to be really relaxed, then every single place you have to stay longer. But the challenge with Iceland is what happened is that very costly, number one. And number two, when you stay too long in Iceland, basically there's nothing much to do. After a few days, you miss the city life. So I would say 8 nights is, to me, just nice. Yeah, you get to see good variety, and then at the same time, yeah, price include all the meals. Price include all meals except the 2 meals that is not included. Other than that, meals, activity is all inclusive. Yeah, so I would say just nice 8 nights. It's not too rushed. At the same time, you have activity every day, so it's not boring as well. So I would say it's just nice. Yeah, next. Hi, John say, look amazing, my dream. Yeah, in fact, it's true. Iceland is amazing. Oh, our EETF Travel Fest is from 16th to 22nd of April. Come and visit us. We have received very good response for our EETF. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate. And I would love to meet you in the office. And most importantly, we also have our Facebook Live this coming Thursday. A lot of people ask me, Joshua, I really want to see Northern Light. I don't want to wait for another year. I want to see Northern Light this year. How about Northern Lights? I would say we are going to talk about Norway, Sweden, Finland. We're going to cover all the different itineraries where you get to find out. Our itinerary, and at the same time, we have a lot of photos and videos from all our tours since last year November. We have collected a lot of photos, a lot of videos, something for you to experience. For our travelers who have been to Norway, Sweden, Finland, it's a very good opportunity to have a reminiscing moment. Yeah, come and join me this Thursday, and then we're going to talk about Norway, Sweden, and Finland, Northern Light Hunt. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you in our office during our EETF time from 16th to 22nd of April. And thank you so much. Good night.